Hi everyone, this is Nazon, Astrologer, with your weekly horoscopes. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. This week begins with a new moon, and this just isn't any old new moon. This new moon begins at the very last degrees of the sign of Aries. What's so important is that hours after the new moon, it enters the sign of Taurus. What this does is this gives a push of energy, vitality, and of course action. And if you're one of those people who's out there and you're taking action, you have a project, perhaps one of those New Year's resolutions that you haven't kept, this is the time to do it. Because as soon as that new moon enters the sign of Taurus, we have something tangible in our hands to feel and touch. Why? Because the planet Mars, ruler of the sign of Aries, is in the second house to the new moon. And this brings tangible evidence of your actions. So whatever you're putting forth, you're really going to see results very, very quickly. This isn't an aspect that you want to miss. Also this week, we have some aspects in the heavens, in the celestials, that, well, kind of bode for love and romance. Venus and Mars will both aspect the planet Neptune, and not only that, the planet Jupiter now takes over where Pluto and Saturn are resting. The planet Jupiter is in the sign of Leo, ruler of passions, ruler of hobbies, ruler of children, but more importantly, ruler of pleasure. It's definitely time for romance. Not everyone will take advantage of this potent new moon energy because the personal planets begin to aspect the planet Neptune, Mr. Fuzzy himself. And this leads to daydreaming, and it leads to just wool gathering and saying I'm going to do something but not really doing something. But it can also arouse other feelings, romantic feelings, feelings of love and romance, of falling in love. Perhaps you're going to find your heartthrob this week. This week, the sun enters the earthy sign of Taurus. The sign of Taurus is a fixed sun sign, but wherever the sun is transiting in your personal natal birth chart is where you get solarized. You feel empowered, and you take authority, and you maybe take action, but of course this is where you tend to shine, which will be different for every single sun sign. The sun in Taurus, again, is a fixed sign. Taurus rules pleasure. It rules money. It rules substance. It likes to be left alone. Nobody likes to get the hard sell when the sun is in the sign of Taurus, for sure. So if you're a salesperson, then perhaps you have to make it seem like it was the other person's idea. Use a little reverse psychology when the sun is in the sign of Taurus, let's say. Not only is the sun in Taurus about earthly pleasures, it helps you to capitalize on events and situations in your life. You can see value here. Now, the sign of Taurus also rules our self-esteem, so make sure that you do something that makes you feel good about you. The personal planets, Mercury and Mars, are both in the sign of Taurus also, along with the sun this week. But Mercury and Mars will aspect God of the underworld, Pluto. As you remember, Pluto has gone retrograde. He's gone back to his nether regions, under Middle Earth, let's say. He's underground. But nonetheless, this is a healing aspect. And since it coincides with Earth Day, it may bring out a chance to rejuvenate, revitalize, and rehabilitate planet Earth. This week is all about love and romance, though, because the mighty planet Venus is in the sign of Gemini. The sign of Gemini is two. It's two of everything. And with Venus here, she's not settling for one flirtation. No, she wants two flirtations. And she's about to aspect the planet Jupiter, which brings multitudes to your social life. It can bring two suitors, it can bring two lovers, it can bring two relationships. But Venus begins to feel a little guilty when she rubs up against Pluto. Pluto's in Capricorn. That rules guilt. But that's very short-lived as Venus, the planet of love, romance, and money, then aspects the planet Uranus, who says, just do it. The week ends with the second quarter moon in the sign of Leo, where the planet Jupiter is now transiting. And of course, this second quarter moon, which means it's a phase of the moon when we're building upon what we already started in the new moon. The second quarter moon relates to something that you may have started way back last year, thought about, had a dream about, was thinking about, way back August of 2014. So we're picking up on different things. It's the dance of the universe. Nothing just happens like that. It's all related to another point in time. That's what we have to remember. Jupiter's in Leo, Jupiter's direct, Saturn's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde. And now we have fire planets here who are taking over. Jupiter in Leo, fire. Uranus in the sign of Aries, fire. And of course that new moon that starts off this week with a bang in the sign of Aries. All its fire energy leads to a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. It leads to things just working out in a spiritual way. When we talk about fire planets, we talk about getting ignited with passion, with excitement, and that fire element is a spiritual element. This week, Aries is certain to work less and play more, since you want to have more fun. And it really has been tough on the sign of Aries with the planet Uranus, the lunar south node, and of course the tremendous energy of the Uranus-Pluto squares taking over. Many of you are burnt out, so play a little bit. The sign of Taurus has the sun in their sun sign right now, or this week, and of course Mercury and Mars here too, igniting lots of passions. It's time to pay off debts, because remember, you still have Uranus and of course the lunar south node in your solar 12th house. Solar 12th house is about debts. It's about karmic debts, what you owe, what you have to pay off to people, and of course it's about completing cycles. You can't go past go until you've paid off those debts, whatever they may be. And for some of you, it's just about overcoming some of your psychological fears and nuances. The sign of Gemini gets back into the thick of things, realizing dreams this week, hopes and dreams. With the new moon in your solar 11th house, it's time to reconnect with past friendships. It's time to network with VIPs. And it's time to let other people help you more. The sign of Cancer is driving high with Uranus in their solar 10th house of career, and the new moon picking off here. If you felt that you were thwarted, that people have stayed in your way or stood in your way and gotten in your way with regards to your personal life, your profession, now, no more. It's your game, and it's time for you to take the lead and be a leader in your little realm of the world. The sign of Leo, of course, has the lucky planet Jupiter in their sun sign, and this brings an evidence of having Teflon on you. Everything rolls off of you, even when you deliberately try to be bad. The sign of Virgo, of course, is thinking about investments and a little side dish when it comes to love and romance. Perhaps you need to take a break from a current relationship in order to start something else up. The sign of Libra, of course, has had a terrific time with friendships, other people, but sometimes all of the unique people that you've interacted with that have come in and out of your life can be a little stifling too. Too much of a good thing, well, you know what they say. The sign of Scorpio is just trying to figure out how to stay out of arguments and how to stay out of the fray and how to get along better with other people. It's about work and career though. Never mind what everybody else is doing. Sagittarius with Saturn retrograde in your solar first house and this new moon in your solar fifth house, it's all about taking a roller coaster ride with the kids or with that someone special. Capricorn, now that the god of the underworld, Pluto, has gone retrograde in your solar first house, relax a little bit. And of course, invite people over. Make sure that your home is active, fun, and joyful. Play the music loud for once, won't ya? The sign of Aquarius has Jupiter in their solar 7th house of personal relationships and significant others. Not only that, Uranus and this new moon are in your solar 3rd house. And that's talking about someone new. The sign of Pisces may be the luckiest sun sign of all, with the planet Neptune clearly in their sun sign, bringing dreams and ideas that you never ever dreamt possible. And now, these dreams can come true. For more horoscopes fun, be sure to visit my website at www.nazon.com and make sure that you read and listen for your rising sign and your moon sign. And if you're really smart, your significant other's rising sign and moon sign too. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, and of course subscribe to me right here on my YouTube channel.